Now, we do Sunrite every year, right? We just did it about a month ago, where dads take our boys from 12 to 17, and we take them on a journey of what it means to go from a boy to a man. And this year, we highlighted this passage right here. And this applies to all of us, whether we're male or female, but it also applies specifically to those seeking to grow up, to be mature, to be responsible, to be the group that Jesus has highlighted in Matthew 25 of being found faithful and responsible. Here's what he says, Colossians 3. He says, work willingly at whatever you do. Now, already we're learning how to work. The first word there that stands out to me is willingly. Do you understand that willingly is something you wear? And when you are an unwilling worker, just by your demeanor, your attitude, your comments, our facial expression, do you know that we are robbing ourselves of opportunities? This is actually part of what Jesus is highlighting. So let's just get real personal. He says, work willingly. Wear your willingness. It's called hustle. That's called an attitude that's rooted in the understanding that this has been given by God. Not my boss. I may not like my boss, but I like God. Because he goes on and he says it for us. He says, as though you were working for the Lord. Woo. Oh. All these opportunities, all these jobs, all these abilities to be faithful and responsible wasn't about working for the boss that didn't appreciate me or respect me, didn't give me what I should have received. I promise you, there is a just judge. I promise you, there is one that is looking, and he will see to it if we prove ourselves faithful and responsible to be rewarded greatly. Paul says, work willingly at whatever you do. And as though you were working for the Lord rather than for people. And he says, remember that the Lord will give you an inheritance as your reward. Because in this context, a lot of the people were being cheated. And they were tempted to just throw in the towel, be filled with bitterness, accusation, and resentment, and not steward the God-given opportunities with responsibility and faithfulness. That's a tricky one, man. That's a fine line. But Paul is saying, I'm telling you, do your job as if Jesus was your boss. And trust me, he'll sort it out. That's a hard teaching. So we want justice and we want it now. And the Lord's like, you trust me, I promise you I'll give you justice. Stay with it, young man. Work willingly as if you're working under the Lord and watch what I do in you. You know, we laid this out for our young boys becoming men. I said, okay, let's just play this out. What would this look like, guys? What would this look like? How can we teach young people to be hardworking, good, faithful, responsible people? Here it is. What does it mean to work hard? Number one, be reliable. Be a person that you only have to be asked once, not 10 times. And if you will do these things right here, this simple graph, if you will simply do this thing, no matter your age, because we don't ever graduate from this, I promise you favor in life. The Bible promises you favor in life. There's a proverb that backs all of this up. Be reliable, hustle. You know, I have a ranch manager out in Colorado. He manages a massive $20 million ranch. I try not to get filled with covetousness when I go and visit him. And he takes in college students for the summer for a 3-month job to work on the ranch. And a lot of these kids that they've never worked with their hands before. And he told me, he said, one of them, I just had to go up and give a kind nudge because he's a real godly guy. And he says, hey man, do you see how it looks like I'm always in a hurry? And that kid was like, yeah, I actually do notice that. He goes, I want you to do that. It's called hustle. That's all it is. Be reliable, have some hustle, and watch what happens in your life as far as favor. And then the last one is what Paul said. Wear your willingness. Wear your gratefulness. Wear your willingness on your facial expression, on your attitude and the way that you speak. If you'll add to this the key of valuing people with eye contact, whether you're being spoken to or when you speak, just so simple, anybody can do it. But if you will commit, young people, if you will commit to be excellent at this, I don't care what you do, you'll find favor. Promise you. Have eye contact. Whether you're speaking or receiving, wear kindness. Learn how to be kind and considerate. And then the last one is give value by listening. Value people by listening. We okay with that? Amen.